Hey, this is some guy named Chris, and in this video, I want to look at ConnectWise Manage and how it can potentially integrate with ChatGPT to help technicians resolve issues through automated tickets coming in and updating internal notes. The idea of this is just an example, but let's take a look and see what we can do to get this to work. So I'm going to share my screen out and show you the steps, an example, and then the steps of how we can accomplish this. So I have a quick and easy email that goes to my service desk, and I'm going to send this, and I just want to show you what comes up inside of ConnectWise Manage. So while I sent that to our service board, I'm going to show you right here that service ticket just came in under my name. And you'll notice what's going to happen is for us internally, I want to change this to a different board, but I'm going to hit save. And once I hit save, I'm going to keep it here. You'll notice that there's a discussion here. This is the initial description, and then there's this internal. If I refresh here, you're going to see now there's an internal of 1. And you can see here, this is ChatGPT generated results. Please review carefully. So we have a working solution to give our technicians at least some guidance and some initial steps to resolving issues. Is ChatGPT perfect? No, we know that. We've looked at that, but it can at least give some good guidance. So let's see how this works. And then I've got another example set up for to show too. That's very similar to the one we just showed, but just a different example. So first off, one of the things in my custom connector for ConnectWise was having an action of get notes. This was already present. So what we do is we throw in an ID and it gets the notes back from the system. We have conditions and fields. So one of the things I also needed to add, which I didn't have, was post internal notes. So now I created a new one, and the internal is just because of a couple fields, but I could just say post notes or a note. And this is an addition to, this was something I needed to add to get this to work overall. Out of the box, a couple of things I will mention. We wanted to make it very specific. So a single board is currently, there's a webhook on the Dynamics board that you guys saw, also known as a callback with ConnectWise, that connects and sends all updated, deleted, and added tickets to this flow. So with that, we only want to look at tickets. We want to look at when the status is of status new. And we also want to look at when the status, or when we don't want, let me rephrase that. We don't want the statuses to be, we don't want the tickets to continually be fed into ChatGPT every single time someone clicks save, like an update. So we had to look at other ways to get it. So what we've done, and I'll show you here in a second, is if there's already an internal note of any kind, it does not allow for the ChatGPT task to be hit. But overall, what we're doing here, so when we receive the information from ChatGPT. We then take this information that's being sent in. This is straight out of just the documentation. We parse this up. We parse up the entity, which has, I say, all of the data. Again, just generate from example, and you can pull it out in an execution. But we parse this up so that we can grab out the individual fields and stuff. So the detail description is just a variable that is a string. Same with internal notes and summary. These are easier just to put into variables so that later on we can attach them and put them into the call, the HTTP call into ChatGPT. So have those three, and then it's our condition. Our condition we've already talked about. It's a type, and the name contains new. Now we have multiple statuses that have the new name, so I just put contains versus equals. Once we've received and we've grabbed that ticket, we know it's new, we know it's a ticket. We then we look at a call, custom connector. Again, all it is just a custom right here. This is my connector. A custom connector. We take the ID, which is the ticket ID, take the internal flag equals true. Internal flag is case sensitive. All the fields are case sensitive, so be aware of that. And then we grab the text. The text is what we're grabbing from that holds the note. Realized it is expanded text. It is no longer HTML. So a link, a URL, it's all going to be expanded out. We set the variable that is called from the get, and this is the internal note. And then what we do is check to see if the internal note is blank. Now, one of the things I ran into is it doesn't really have a blank. It actually has open bracket, close bracket. That is a blank note for this. I didn't go in. You may be able to parse it up a little further with a compose statement. This was, I say, the down and dirty way, but it works. So this, if in fact it is blank and it's still a ticket, we know it's a ticket, just a little bit more. We're going to go into the yes over here. This is where we get the detailed description. Why is the detailed description important? If we just send the summary, meaning the top, I say subject, into ChatGPT, it may not be enough. So we want the summary as well. Now, my email example was a little bit, I say, what do I want to say? Formatted. It had a subject, it had a title, things like that. So playing little tricks with it. All emails will not be the same, but I want to show you just how you do this versus we may have to refine it down the line, have different branches. You may have certain products inside your organization. I know for us, like the Dynamics services, we've got 3 different branches. We do Dynamics GP, CRM, and Business Central. So I could maybe separate it out and be a little bit more specific, but different topic. Right now, again, we're getting detailed description notes. Detailed description flag equals true. Again, the text, parse it up a little bit, same way, and then we do compose, just organize it better in a way. So once we've done that statement, out of the body, it wants to set, we want to set a variable. Now, because there could be multiple descriptions, it's throwing it into apply to each. For us, it doesn't really matter. It's okay. If you can append to it, you might have more than one comment in there. That could be good too, nice little trick. But it's all going into the detailed description. And the summary, we're just adding it to the summary variable from the original summary at the original parse from the top. So now we have the 3 variables set. And this is where we've already done the initial one. It's the two variables we need now, the summary and the detailed description. This is where we're doing our post into ChatGPT. You notice we're doing completions, not chat/completions. So if you're getting a messages like you don't have messages, that's because your URL is wrong. But same as we've done in the past, DaVinci, I'm saying, please provide details on resolving the following subject. And here's the topic. I'm throwing in a little topic. Now, our detailed description had the topic, so it made it a little simple. But one of the things I want to mention in here, I don't know if I mentioned it in the original video, but let's say, and actually, I'm going to delete, let's say I had put details on its next line. When I try to save here, it's going to say that's invalid JSON. So just beware. You'll notice all these spaces. It's because I want to put it, it's all on one line. It's just, I put a lot of spaces in here. Tabs won't work because it's going to tab to the next field. If you have some suggestions, maybe you can do HTML in here. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. But once we've done HTML, like the call to ChatGPT, we receive the body, we parse it up, and then it believes that there could be multiple returns. So this is where we have the apply to each. It's going to be one, but I like to send myself an email, just real simple that it worked. But there's also an internal note. And this is what I'm really here for, is based on that new post message in our custom connector, I can post to the system. It says ChatGPT generate results. Please review carefully. And here's the text. It is an internal analysis flag and the internal flag. Put them both yes. So anyway, that's a simple, quick, and easy way that we can take a note, take an email that comes in, and we'll actually send another one right now. Here's another example. This is more of a Dynamics CRM side, but let's add a new field. We're going to send this. We're going to come back and come into our service board. It's being a little slow for me right now. Let me take another one. So I'm getting, there we go. I'll show you here in just a second. So service board, I'm going to change this to our Dynamics board. Yep. Too many. Shouldn't hit the save and close, but coming out here, once it's Dynamics board, you can see here right away. So to grow this, we'd create a new field on the account entity, place it under the user account, whole number. Perfect. So just some examples. One of the things you might want to do here is expand the text temperature, or sorry, maximum tokens. If you can expand that, maybe it'll give you a little bit more. But you have to be careful, because when you throw in, you send in a large text-based, you have currently only like the 4,000 plus tokens. So you're going to use up all your tokens. Again, this is just, like I said, a quick example of how we can utilize ChatGPT to help resolve some of the issues for our staff within ConnectWise. If you have any questions, please let me know. This is some guy named Chris. Hope you enjoyed.